digital solutions over at Switch and the contributing editor over at Data Center Knowledge. Joining me today, very excited, is Pradeep Sindhu, CEO and co-founder of Fungible. Now, let me just kind of set the lay of the land here really quick. Did you know that in 2012, the first time ever, we crossed into the zettabyte era? That means that for the first time ever in the entire world, we exceeded more than a zettabyte of information. Now, by the end of this year alone, in 2020, that number is expected to grow to 40 zettabytes. And that figure is only going to continue to increase, as clearly evident. We are more connected, creating way more data. But the challenge is, how do we manage it all? How do we control this vast amount of information that's not benign, but is exceedingly valuable to both businesses and certainly people? So with that, Pradeep, let me bring you in with the very first, very fun question. Fungible's vision is to revolutionize scale-out data centers. Now, this term, revolutionize, it's very marketing-y, and we know that a lot of people use that word all the time. So let's break it down a little bit. We know it's used very loosely in our industry. So from your vision and from your perspective, share with us at a high level, what does that really mean?
Bill, first of all, thank you for having me on Data Center Knowledge. I'm very happy to be invited. And you have a great question. We're today just drowning in data. You gave the 40 zettabyte number, but we're also mired in data center and data complexity. The amount of data is so large that, and the amount of misinformation is so large that people are not able to parse it. So what we at Fungible are planning to do is we have a very specific improvements we want to make to data centers. We would like to improve the performance, the economics, the reliability, and the security of data centers, but without compromising their agility at all. So for example, on price performance, very specifically, we will be able to improve the price performance of existing data centers as long as they're scale-out data centers, anywhere between 3x to 10x. 10x for enterprise data centers and 3x for hyperscale data centers. In addition, we will be able to make fundamental improvements to the reliability and security of these data centers. Specifically on the security front, as you probably know, most of the breaches happen either because people are careless, but also because software, particularly operating systems, have hundreds of thousands of bugs. And that number has remained relatively constant over time. So clearly, whatever it is that we're doing is not working, based on the news that you hear every couple of weeks, there's another breach. And so that's what we mean by revolutionize. So these are not small changes, these are enormous changes. And the reason we're able to make them is that we are introducing a new element into the data center called the Fungible DPU. It's a new kind of microprocessor. And given the flattening of Moore's law, traditional data centers simply use general purpose processors, servers built out of general purpose processors. But that trick is no longer, that dog is no longer hunting. So in order to provide these improvements, you have to introduce a new element. And this new element, which you call the DPU, improves data-centric computations, which are about 30% of the workload in data centers by more than an order of magnitude. And then also we improve dramatically the node-to-node interactions between servers in a data center. So that's how we're able to promise, and soon we will deliver on these promises of 3 to 10x price performance improvement. And then along with that, fundamental improvements to the reliability and security of data centers.
Very cool, Pradeep. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. And with that, thank you so much for joining us, Pradeep. I really appreciate it. And be sure to visit the Fungible website to learn more about scale-out storage architecture and what you can do to revolutionize your own approach to data management, and also learn more about the Fungible DPU. Thanks again, Pradeep.